Hey, good morning, good afternoon. Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you so much for another day, a fresh day to come and execute some trades. And I just thank you so much for your goodness and your kindness and your grace and your mercy upon us. Thank you for our friends and family, and thank you for all of your provisions. And I just ask that you would be with us and help us to have wisdom and discernment and make good choices in the market, and help us to have a really solid session today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So today, tentative ADP weekly employment change. That's just tentative. And then we've got some FOMC members speaking at 9, and then monetary policy report hearings at 9:15. So an hour and 15 minutes from now. And then CB consumer confidence and Richmond manufacturing index in 2 hours. So I don't know if the first hour is going to be good or not, but kind of looks like maybe the second hour might start to pick up a bit more for volatility. We shall see. Hey, Vin. Good afternoon. You'll be the only one here for about an hour. Okay, cool. Well, I really appreciate you showing up. It's good to have you. Then got evangelism meeting. Okay, cool. Let's go to MT5. I had some trades on last night. This was the Tokyo session for me. It just ran straight down, but I picked up a good bunch of buys on all of it, and then I ended up letting it sit through the night, and it ended up taking profits, and I ended up locking in a few running trades that just tapped out for small profits. So that ended up being a good night just to start catching up on that dent from last week. So that was pretty good. Put a few dollars in back into the account. And let's go look at the daily and take off the trade history. And let's also clear up. Oh, it's not just only one line. No, just leave that. Okay, so yesterday we had another try at breaking to the upside, and today we're just still stuck in a really small range. So we could see a lot of movement through the New York session because it hasn't really gone anywhere yet. So we've still got this downward pressure pressing into this wedge type pattern, and we just haven't made a defined move back into this big consolidation yet, and we haven't made a defined move back up. So I feel like it's still anybody's game. We would maybe just want to be looking out for these levels that have now come in over here. If we were to break those, that might take us down. But the thing is, we've had a couple attempts to break down and they haven't done it. There's just been buyers coming in to prop it up. So I don't know if we would get a clean break to the downside anymore. I'm not sure. But we should have opportunities on both sides of the market. Oh, there's Larry. Good morning, Larry. Oh no, Vin, your longs all hit stop losses. My longs hit take profits. So let me ask then, is that okay that your stop losses got hit? Here's the hour chart. That trend line is what I was following, but now I'm going to adjust that trend line because we've got this new little hump to the upside. I'm going to add that into the trend line. That's London's upward push. That's where I got my profits on that upward push. And down to the 15-minute chart. Just nothing really clean to go off of. So I'm actually going to just fade that upward leg that we've got right now to the short side. And I think I'm probably going to end up playing both sides until we see something more definitive. So here's down to the 1-minute chart. Oh, we're starting at 9,890 this morning. So put a little bit more money back into the account, hoping to get back into the green on this account today or tomorrow. We'll see. I don't have any expectations. I'm just hoping that we'll get some good opportunities and put some good trades into the account. I know that we can get this back up after Friday was just a wild day for me and a very odd day. Those days don't happen very often. So I know that over the rest of the week, we'll get this account going in the right direction again. And 35 pips. Oh, did you, maybe you were long before that down leg. That must have been what happened, right? And then you had, oh, okay, I think I see what happened. So then maybe you got tapped out of your longs on these lows. Or maybe back here. Sorry, this is the 1-minute chart now. I was thinking, so you're maybe long up here. And then we had, like this leg was a pretty good one. That was a 25 pip down leg. And then all the way down to here. Oh, it wasn't 30. So you must have been long way over here. Back there, before the Tokyo session. So at the end of the New York session, you must have been long in the afternoon of the New York to hit 35 pip stop losses, I'm thinking. Let me just short that again. 1 hour charts. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. I'm thinking must have been back here somewhere. Was it in the New York session of yesterday that you had your longs that were holding on? Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that's too bad that they got hit. I had longs, but I was able to fade that leg that was heading down. I was able to fade that down leg, so my positions weren't up too high. And so when I was fading this one, I was still in totally fine. Had lots of room to work when I got into mine. I'm gonna go short right here. And yeah, I made a bunch of the profits back here, and then I just let it sit. I didn't trade through here. I went to sleep, and I woke up to feed the cat in the middle of the morning, and I also did my prayer and Bible reading through here. And then I made sure I secured a couple positions, and then I went back to bed. And then here we are. I don't usually do it that way, but sometimes my nights are just like that. Or I can put those back on just for a sec. When I was saying that I'd gone to sleep through here, and then I came back. I woke up around through here to place a couple trades and secure a couple positions and feed the cat, and then I went to pray and read, and then this just happened while I was back in bed asleep, and then here we are this morning. I guess I can leave that on for now. But, all right. How are you doing, Larry? Did you take some trades? Uh, how's your? Did you trade in the Tokyo session last night? It was actually a decent volatility session. I was surprised that down leg was pretty big, but it was still decent volatility. And I put some good money into my LVO account, my apiary account. So now I know this account is down a little bit, which we'll fix that soon. But my apiary account is in good shape. I'm up over 1% in this account now, so I've total complete recovery off of the month over last week, and now the past few days I've been able to get it cruising back up again. So this account's going well. I will trade this one along with our MT5 trading today as well. Don't really recommend doing two things at once. All right, so I'm just gonna fade each side of the market today, at least for a little bit, and see if we can just put money into the account on both sides. Oh yeah, thanks. Thank you, Larry. It's just a matter of time and patience. When you know you've got your system and it works, you just patiently just keep pressing forward and you'll build the account up. But it is a grueling venture getting to the point where you feel confident in your trading. That's for sure. But I kind of like that you, Larry, that you had defined that I think you're going to be shooting for that 1/4% a day. Was that kind of what you were going for? Or were you shooting for that 0.15 or 17%? Was that what Sean said to do? Either one of those is great. Whatever one you want to do, those are great goals too. If you're going to have a daily goal, which personally I just don't do well having. I find that an average daily yield uh, is something that I can come up with. I often will come up with 1/4% or half, or even sometimes 3/4 if I trade for a while. 3/4% after like maybe 3 hours of trading, or if I got like the Tokyo session, that could be a couple hours for me, and then the New York session together, and that could be like a total of 5 hours trading. Sometimes I get 3/4%, but it takes a while. So let's go and draw some lines so we know where we're going to trade at. Seven, seven. Probably this is a good spot here. And then we can put another spot right down here. Something like that. Just gonna get rid of that trade history. And then, yeah, and then our 35 pip stop losses are behind these pivots way down here, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good for the buy side. And then the short side will have also lots of options for shorting if we do get a push back up. We can draw some lines in for the short side. Right where that target is a pretty good spot to be shorting at as well. Right in here. And then got a good spot up here with with this pivot over here, these bodies, and all these bodies over here, and there, and there, and there. So that's a good line. And we can get probably a couple more lines up over here. Something like the middle of that. Where's the 7, 8? 179. That will be a good number right on that spot. And then so we could probably find another one in the middle over here to trade at, something like, oh, right in here. Hey, this thing's not drawn. Draw that thing. There we go. Right in the middle, that consolidation is just a good spot too. So there's some good lines on both sides that we can play with. And so now we have a plan to execute on both sides in the market. So it's planned out. So we're not wondering what we're doing. We've already got a plan for both sides. So that should yield a bunch of opportunities. If we know that we can play both sides, then we can play the market back and forth. All right. Let's just see what we get. So on these little pushes up, I'll get one trade in on the short side as well. Right there. It gets my target in on those lows. Then I'll put another short up on that line, and then I'll keep working the next lines after that. And then we truly don't care which way the market goes. No bias, just let the market do what it wants. Then the market can show us its cards. If it has a good strong run in one direction, we'll work out of that position. As long as we don't add too quickly, we'll find a pivot, and then we'll make some profits and we'll get out of it. If it runs strongly against us, we'll still be just fine. And then we'll probably go with the direction if we get one. Today might just go back and forth, and then this setup that we have could yield really good profits. So we'll see. Just missed our take profit on the upside. See if we can still get there. And right at the time, if it can take that target, also put a short on. As it's pushing up. If this just runs down quickly, I'll also buy the bottoms. Buy it there, and then get ready to buy back on this line. Okay, just getting my finger on that trigger. There we go. Buy that as it pushes into that target. So oh, it didn't quite take it yet. Did not quite take that profit. Wow, that's wild. So we were so close taking profit on the upside, and then we were super close to taking profit on the downside. And then we're back in the middle of the consolidation. So let's see, it's going to pick a side here shortly. The good thing is when you're in this position, you just don't care. Just want it to go somewhere. All right, taking profits on the upside. If it can push back up, I'll just short it again also. See if we can tag that take profit this time. Because now I want to be able to try and get profits inside this consolidation. Because there is room. So I'm going to just short here. Oh, that wasn't great. It's pushing a little too much. So if it pops back down, I'll take a quick profit on one of those. And then got to wait for it to get up to this line to short it. So it's got to take the profit before I can add a short. So I'm going to take a quick profit on one of those shorts just to get it the sizing properly again. And as soon as it can tag that profit, we will add a buy again. Just bounced off of it again. Just going to get my finger on the trigger for the buy. Okay, I'm going to buy that. There's a profit on the short side, so I'm going to buy. And then we'll buy again down on that line. If it can get there. Okay, so I just took a buy right on that red line, which is a good spot. So now we'll just hold there and see if it breaks down. Okay, looks like we're going to break down. So we'll wait until we get down into these lows and we'll add a couple trades down here. Okay, so it looks like we got a whipsaw to the downside. We had the attempt to break, popped right back up into this little consolidation, and then it closed back up there, and now we've got this candle trying to break to the upside. So let's see if we get a leg up or if we get another attempt to move down. At the moment, it's opening up the door for the up leg. And this time we could place shorts right here. So I'm going to place a short right on that. We took profit. I'm going to short there. And we'll just let that leg do its thing for now. And we can place another short somewhere in these highs, right in here. Short that right there. Hopefully it can nab that profit also. Nice. And then we'll place another short on the red line here. If we can get that to hit take profit. Not until so that one we got to wait for that one to hit the take profit, and then we'll short it. We could also just take a smaller profit on that one too, and then just because we're right at the top as it is. So I'm gonna just see if I can get it pushed back up. I might just take the profit, or I can bring this down too. I could just bring that down just a little to see if we can get it to hit before. It's better if it's a higher probability. It would have been a higher probability if I just brought that target down into that high in here. That would have been the better choice because it tapped it and didn't break through yet. It might still go through it, but there's that reversal that's coming in where we could have had that profit and we could have been out of that trade. So just a bit of an adaptation we could have done. I just wasn't quick enough to get there or think of it, but that's just, I mean, that's fine. That's minor adjustments that you can make on the fly to give you a little bit more probability. I generally do those things. I just didn't catch that one in time. That's okay. Looks like we're coming back down to take some profits on the short side. Almost there. Oh wait, did we get a short in up there? Yeah, we did. We did. So if we can hit that target, we could also buy it again. I hope it's not getting too confusing now. It really is just doing the exact same thing of that stacking pyramid of starting with one trade, and then it'll be generally I'm doing one trade, then two trades, then four trades, then 8, then 16. That's the stacking method that I use on all the support and resistance lines. And so I'm just doing that on both sides. And it doesn't always line up perfectly. And so sometimes my numbers will get a little skewed, but that's the methodology that I'm using and I'm trying to emulate on the fly. It's at 1, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and the last one's 32 right before the stop losses. So let's see if we can go up or down. Either way, we can make some profit. It's a powerful play to be able to do both sides, especially there's some profit on the downside. So we can let's hold off on this buy for now. We grab some profit. We'll place a buy back down on this red line if we can get there. All right, see, coming in with the new data, we've got a spot here. So I'll buy it. Let's buy it there, and then we'll also buy one down on the red line. And then the next time we're just gonna shimmy that a little, take profit, that target a little bit lower so we can get out of that trade quicker next time. In the higher probability target zone, hitting the target before it's got to break those highs. Just trying to maintain that really high probability wherever we can. It's why this trading works, is maintaining such a high probability in just taking small profits and taking them all over the place. The hard part is when you get a day like Friday, or even the other days. It was Tuesday. So last week was a absolute roller coaster. Tuesday I took 2 max losses. Then Wednesday I took a max loss. And then Friday I took 3 max losses with those huge swings. That's a really abnormal week. But it's hard to get over those weeks when you see so much loss. You think, how am I ever going to get it back? And you just have to not worry about it. You can't worry about it. You just have to have the confidence that as over the days that your system makes money most of the time. Okay, we're about to hit profit on that short. And so we'll go long over here again, right in here. And it looks like today's going to be hopefully a pretty good day if we can keep making profits back and forth. This could be one of those, you have bad days, but occasionally you just hit a spot where you end up having a really good day too. If you have enough, if the market doesn't kill you where you can't trade again, like you need to be able to keep your losses small enough where you can continue to trade. So you can trade another day. You got to live to trade another day. And then occasionally you'll land in a good spot where you just have really good profit taking type of day. We had one of those, I think it was Thursday, I think was a really good profit day. So occasionally you go through the cycles of having a bad losing day where you just end up taking a bunch of losses. But then you also run into the good profit days too. If you just keep trading your system and trade through it, you just occasionally hit the good days too. Okay, let's see if we break down this time. Seems like it's going to break down this time, and we'll get down to this line, and we'll place a couple trades down there. I'm just wondering what's going to be nicer for you guys to look at. I think maybe if I pull up the 5-minute chart and zoom in, that'll help to make it not look so far away, because it's right here. Yeah, the 5-minute chart gives us all a better view, I think. So we'll just do that as we see it approach these lows for now. And then we'll go back down to the 1-minute chart. So we'll get a couple longs in here. And then we'll use some of the profits to probably get out of one of these losses, just to not let the market get too far away from us. But if it just pops right back up, like, we'll see what happens. We're only like one layer away from our targets, so it's not too far away yet. We'll just see what happens down here. Okay, let's wait patiently and see if we can get all the way down to the red line before adding some trades. Okay, and just get my finger on the trigger here. That's good. So there's one on the red line. If it pushes down a bit more, I'll get into another one. Right there, I'm gonna add a second one. And then let's go back down. Oh, let's see if it keeps going. Let's see where we're going to next. Oh yeah, we gotta let it just float for a little bit. If it decides it wants to break down again, we just gotta let it sit and do its thing. So let's go down to the 1 minute chart and just see how it looks like over here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, if it continues down, I want to wait some minutes so that it can run. And it's kind of like when you're fishing and you've got a fish on the line. You've got to sometimes let that fish tire out, so you let him just run with the line, with the hook, the bait for a little bit. Let that fish run, tire himself out, and then you start to set that hook in and just try and start to pull it back in. So when that market runs, we'll do that same type thing. Just let the market run and do its thing for a little bit. We've got lots of breathing room with the 35 pip stop losses. And so just let the market run and find its new spot where it wants to go. And then we can start adding some trades again. And we'll find that new consolidation area, and then we'll start making some money again and chip away at the losses and take some profits and some losses and some profits and some losses. And then we'll continue to take the losses in our control rather than hitting stop losses. Unless it just runs down and hits stop losses. That would be, could happen. It's just very unlikely. It's not a probable move for the market to do. So then if we do get a bounce here, we could maybe add some shorts back up in here. But if it does bounce, let's see how we get that bounce. We'll watch and see how that market comes in. But there could be a good opportunity to short under this red line again as well. I think it'd be a good idea if we can take some profits here. We should probably get rid of one of those losses up there just to keep that risk in check. so far we've got things lined up pretty well. Got a pretty good game plan. Okay, we've got some action coming into the market. With this candle, there's a lot of stuff going on. So maybe somebody's speaking. Look at all that flickering coming in. That's the spread jumping probably at the moment. Is it? Okay, what's going to happen? Is anything happening? It's kind of a, no, we shouldn't have, unless somebody, yeah, it could be a speaker, right? Somebody could be speaking. Yeah, we've got a couple speakers that are in 6 minutes. But that was kind of interesting to see all that flickering coming in and then no big move. Like that was a lot of flickering. I'm just going to measure that candle's wick that we had there. So that was almost a 3-pip wick. That's generally an indication that we're going to see like a big explosive move. And then it just didn't. It just kind of went away. So as at top of hour. Yeah, at top of hour. Yeah. I don't know. But sometimes you get there's leaking news. Yeah, or it could be a signaling of changing direction. Absolutely. Could be as we're at support. Yep. Definite possibility. And then we could just be seeing people starting to enter the market because we know that there's speakers coming up very soon too. So let's see. Okay. Well, we got the wick on the bottom now. We've got a pretty good bar closing back up. So the door is opening back up for a turn in our favor. Just took a little profit, one profit out of that layer. See if we get the second one. And there's the second one. I'm going to just add a short here instead of taking a loss just yet because we've got a strong bar coming in to the upside. So I'm going to just add that. And that's kind of like a hedge at the moment. Rather than taking a loss, I'm just adding a short. Just one. And then we can take another short right up at that target. If it happens to pop all the way back up to there, we can take another short there. I think I'm gonna take a loss on that top position just to get it out of there. Oh, only on the pushes up. Oh, I'm sorry guys, my kids are being super loud once. Okay. So on the push up, I'm going to take a loss on the top one because we've just made $2 there on this push up. So we'll take about a $2 loss just to mitigate risk right there. That's a perfect way to lose. So I'm going to do that on my other account. All right, that's perfect. And then again, we're in a good position to take profits on either side of the market. We're almost at the new hour right now when the speakers are scheduled to speak. So we'll see if we get a little bit more action. Even if they don't speak about highly relevant things, it could just be a good reason for people to come into the market. So see if we get some action just picking up. Okay, we're rounding back over to the downside now. So if we come back down, we can maybe add one on that line, but I also want to probably scatter the trades also below the red line now because we have a new pivot low. So rather than put two in one spot, I think I'll probably scatter two to three trades across this zone. We'll see. Got to be sure to not overtrade because on one of my stop outs on Friday, it was because I just overtraded a little. That was definitely the emotions I was fighting on Friday. But had I just been not oversized, I probably would have came out on top of that one trade setup and I would have had a far different day. And so that was a good lesson for me to take in on Friday. Do not oversize, overtrade. Eventually, you're going to get one of those legs go right near your stop losses, and that's where I want to place the sizing. So I'm going to place a short here. We took some profit on the long. And then we'll get into another one up here. And then we'll get into 2 up there. So in this case, we're going to have 1, 1, 1. And that keeps the sizing in check over a bigger distance. So rather than 1, 1, 2, 4, it's going to be 1, 1, 1, 2, 4 with the stack sizing. It's just the purpose of doing that is to always keep the market close to your targets. That's why I stack heavier as the market goes against me. I know it's counter to what most people do, but that keeps the market close to me. If you size just right, then all you need is 2 pips or so to come back in your favor, and you're close to break even. Like that break even line is always close to you if you stack the right size. And that's what I want to always maintain, is that really high probability. You want to maintain like a really close striking range for your profits and your break even zone. Yeah, and Vin's support, that really came in pretty good there. He called that support down there, and we got a pretty good bounce off of that. And now we're just almost hit that. That was that good support. We got this bounce coming up, and we almost hit that target for a profit again. Didn't quite get there just yet, but we'll see. Maybe in the next couple of minutes we can take that out, and we'll add another short. If it pops down, we can go long again. Probably on this little shelf now. So now we've got this shelf to support, so we could add a long right on here. And it really would be good to take, here I'm going to demonstrate, let's pull this target in a little and see if we can get out of the trade rather than having it to go through that shelf, that support. See if we can get profits before it. And then we'll add a buy there also. Okay, almost there to that short target. We were so close there, didn't quite get it. But either way, we've got potential for profits. Okay, almost up into that buy target. And if we can grab that, we'll place a short again. No, we're coming back down now. I'm going to have my finger on the buy trigger. So if we can tag that target to the short side, I'll also buy right on that if it can get it. Just bounced off that now again. All right, so let's buy that spot right there as we take profit on that short. And that next long target comes in, excuse me, before those highs. So that's a really good target for the long side also. And then we can go long on these new levels. We could go long on here. Again, it's getting a little tight though, isn't it? I don't want to cram too many orders in one spot. Yeah, we can maybe. So I'm just adding one buy on that level right there. And then if it just passes right through, we'll take some profit on the next trade and add a buy. Oh, sorry. If it comes right through, we can add a buy down here as well. And we'll wait till we hit profits on the short, and then we'll buy it somewhere down here. Okay, there's profit on that short. So let's get a buy in as it pushes down. I want it to push down a little bit more before adding into this position because I've already got a few up here now. So let's just wait to see if it will push lower or if we just get a pivot and start heading back up. Okay, there's a strong close to the downside. So there's a good chance we'll get a bit deeper push. So I'm going to wait still for the longs. Let it push down into somewhere down here. Because we've got this new data here. We got this wick. So if we can get down onto these right in here, I'll add one. And I'll add a second one right here. And that's good for that zone. So we'll just see if we get a bounce here, or if it's going to pass right through. We'll just wait and see. We could see a higher pivot low come in, because we had one pivot low come in here, so maybe we get a higher pivot low, or maybe it shoots right past and we get a new low. Either way, we can manage our way through it and take some profits along the way. All right, it looks like we're getting a turn on the 1 minute chart. We'll see how this bar closes. Okay, there's some profit on the buy. Okay, so we have a turn on the 1 minute chart now. We had a nadir pivot candle right here, and then we had the bar close above that. So that was a good indication for a turn. It looks like it might not be turning now, but that was a 3-bar reversal that we got on that close of that bull bar. Okay, we're just getting a really tight little mini consolidation in here. So it's kind of a difficult market to read as to which direction we're going to get. But it's about almost a 3-pip range. So if you had enough capital, you could try and squeeze some profits out of that. I don't really have enough to try and squeeze any more out of it at the moment, so I've got to just wait. See if I can get a break to the upside, or if it goes down, we'll just have to deal with that as it comes. Let's have a look at the 5-minute chart, see how that's developing. Yeah, so far we're just chopping back and forth, so not a strong indication of any direction, which is actually pretty good for the setup that we're going in right now. All right, we just got profit on that buy, and it looks like we're going to see a proper turn. If we can get that bar to close up here, then we actually get a turn this time. We could short that as well to squeeze profit out of this consolidation. I'm just going to wait for the moment and see. Oh, we got a body close above all these bodies, so it's kind of like a turn. It's not a strong turn, but it's trying to turn now. I'd like to get a pop higher before shorting again. In case this turns into like a big W, double bottom, then I don't really want to be short down here if it's going to start taking off to the upside. So let's just wait and see how this develops. Yeah, here's the 5-minute chart. We got this bottoming pattern here, and then we've got potentially a bottom here. We don't know yet. Just kind of waiting to see how this shapes up. But time always tells, so patience is good. If we get a 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart, this could send it up here, and that really could turn into a W. So we will see. But we have a good turn here now. On the 1-minute chart, we've got these closes on top of that red line over top of these highs. So that's a confirmed turn. So now we got another strong 1-minute bar close in favor. And that W is starting to take more and more shape as these bars develop. So that could bring more buyers in as it develops. We'll see what happens. And we've got 3 minutes on the 5-minute bar still. So a lot can happen in the next 3 minutes. We could see this shape up to become a W, or it could just also completely fall apart and head down. Okay, so we're starting to come to the end of the 5-minute bar closing now. So that's going to give us a much better picture of what's going to happen next. So we'll see if we can bump into that last target. It's not quite there yet, but we're going to watch this 5-minute bar close in just a moment. And there's an official close for the 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute chart. So now we had this nadir or a pivot candle. We just took profit. And now we're confirming the turn on the 5-minute chart to head back up. So we've got this W starting to shape up. We've got this turn that's come in. So people should probably start coming in to continue this pattern. When we're at high volatility times of days, these patterns usually fulfill. They come through. Lower volatility time of day, it becomes a lesser probability. But because we're at a good time of day to trade, there's a good chance we're going to go and hit these targets. And so for now, let's just leave them on. We're not going to take losses on them just yet because things are starting to shape up in favor. That just comes along with being able to read the language of the chart in real time to give us the edge on where the market's going. And it's just simple. We're just watching as these 3-bar reversals come in, letting it dictate and show us, and we just wait for the market to keep showing us what it wants to do. If it drops back down, we can take longs again down here. But right now, we got to just wait. Okay, we've got another bar closing in favor. Now that we've broken above that little level right there, this pattern is starting to shape up. So I'm going to actually just take one of these, take profits off. I can do the same on my other. And let's see if we can just hit that target, and then maybe we can hold a trade through this pattern to see if we can get some follow through. And we're right at the stock market open. So it's actually a good time of day for this little double bottom to trigger and have a bit of an up leg. We'll see. See the candles, it's flickering. We've got a whole bunch of people coming in to the market right now. So let's see if the volatility and the participants come in to give us a leg up on this W that we've got that's come in here. It might not. Maybe it comes down here again and we can maybe build a little triple bottom. That's a possibility as well. So let's just see what happens. We're prepared to take trades on either side. So it can go wherever it wants. Okay, it seems like we're just ever so slowly building upward pressure. Just super slow, but it is still pushing up through here. So that still is a pretty good sign that we're going to get a pop up. And if we get that, I'm going to make sure to secure that one trade that I took the take profit off of, so that it becomes a profitable trade no matter what. But not quite yet. I want to see it actually break above that wick now and break above this little this point right here. See if we can hit that target first. If we can hit that target, then I can secure that one trade with a break even or bring that stop loss up. Okay, is it going to try again? It looks like we're going to get it right in here. Any moment now we should see that target hit. Or deflect back down aggressively, one of the two. I think we should get a pretty sharp move here in the next minute or so. It's really struggling right up here. I'm going to just take this one off right here for a small profit. And then I'm gonna just secure this little trade in right here. It's barely in profit, but I just don't want to ride it down if it's gonna come back down. Okay, it's just a really finicky spot. It's just, I think it's gonna pop up. It's been really applying a lot of pressure, but hasn't quite done it. It hasn't gone one way or the other yet. But these candles are really small, and they're gonna have to break here at some point. So I think, well, it doesn't matter. Either way it goes, we've taken our profits. The head's down, that's fine. We'll just reset. But here it is. There we go. Here's that pressure coming in. I think we're going to get that pop up next as we break over all these little highs. We should see that pop up. Look at that. It's just coming right back down. It's a pretty indecisive spot. Really indecisive spot. That's not okay. Let's see how that 5-minute chart came in. I think we got a small candle close. Yeah, we got a small candle close on that 5-minute chart right in there. So that's still a pretty good sign we're going to get this pop up. It's really just taking its time in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now it's starting. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. We had almost like 10 minutes of consolidation before that energy, and it's still not even quite there. It's still struggling. I thought because we're at the market open, we'd see a little bit quicker, more abrupt move. And still not a breakup. We had that bar close back down. We had a bear bar come in. Gonna just shimmy this stop loss for more profits and just locking in a little bit more because this could just also shoot right down. Very interesting market that we got here. Okay, we got a bull bar close strong up top now. I'm also going to just shimmy this stop loss up behind that 1-minute bar just to secure that position, and now we can just let this go, see if it's going to actually run up or it just heads back down. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird market right through here. I think the 5-minute chart still looks decent for an up leg. Yeah, the 5 minute still looks like we've got this double bottom, this W forming. So I think that's still the direction, the shape that it wants to take. Wow, look at that. No. Okay, well, it's heading down. We took the profits on that one. I'm going to buy this as it pops down like that, right in there. Just it's a pretty aggressive candle to the downside, so I guess we're going to get just more chop. But chop is fine also. Just a funny market. So that was a really aggressive push down. That's why I bought that. I think we'll see a bit of a response. Of pushback just because we had that 5 minute chart close with that pattern pretty strong. And that market was an aggressive push down. So that was kind of like a good reason to buy it as it pushed down so aggressively. And this is right at a spot where I should take the profit. I'm just going to take the profit there because it's bumping right up into this spot. So that's a good little trade. And nice. We'll just sit here and wait. And we're back over the 9,900, so that's a good spot. Good spot to be in. I'm actually gonna probably take that short. Yeah, let's take a short here. And then we'll take another short up top. And we can just play both sides because it seems like it's really indecisive. All right, we got profit on the short. Let's see if it extends down more this time. I'm not going to buy it just yet. Let's let it extend a little bit further if we're going to buy it. We can be picky because we get to choose when we want to trade and when we don't want to trade. So let's just be picky. I think on the note of being picky, this is a great place to just stop. We really did well trading back and forth this morning. I think that's a great way to end it off for today. What do you guys think? I think Vin said he had to go in a little bit anyway, so I think we'll end it here. So we'll do a review and we'll just see how much we're able to make because it was cool. We got to trade both sides back and forth, which was a bit of a unique session in comparison to the past few weeks. So let's pull up the trade history. Yeah, this was a great little session, just trading right back and forth. So we had short in here, multiple shorts here. Then I think we started taking longs in here. We had more shorts. And then we had this market run up and we took profits on the longs, then we shorted. and we got profit on the short. Then we started going long on this. Then we took profits on the longs. Then we took the shorts. We just took all the profits on both sides of all that market. So that was a fantastic little session. Let's see what we made. Okay, we're at 9,903.03. And we started today's session 98.90. Oh, we didn't put in that much. 98.90 minus 98.90.51. So that makes $12 we put in the account. And then divide that by the 90.51 times 100. So today we put in just 0.12% in the account, 0.12%, but not bad for a market that didn't really go very far. I think that was a really good session to set up your game plan for both sides and be able to play both sides of the market. And then I just wanted to do a quick measure and see how far the market ran. Like we made profits inside of like a 12 to 13 pip range, which was good, trading back and forth. All right, guys. I think that's just going to be it for our session today. And I'm going to probably keep chipping away at this, but I got some more stuff I got to do today. So I'll probably put a few more trades in the account this morning and see if we can get closer to getting back into the green in the account. But I think that was a really good demonstration for today on how to play both sides of the market. And we'll just leave it at that. So just reading through the chat. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning or afternoon, depending on where you're coming in from. All right. Have a great rest of your day, guys.